What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. My next story, I wanted to play a video of people reacting to Drake and PARTYNEXTDOOR's album, Some Sexy Songs for You. I wanted to give my opinion on it. I listened to it. I think it's a dope album. I like Drake's verse on Give Me a Hug. I wish that verse would have came out, a lot sooner. But overall, the album sounds like a bunch of recycled songs. I don't think that Drake had enough time to gather enough inspiration to make an album that would connect. He basically went in and he did what he thought women would want to hear and what his fans wanted to hear from him. But it just comes off as an extension of everything that we've already heard before, in my opinion. It's kind of like if you hear a great album from a classic artist and they're doing what you love them for, of course, it's like that's cool, but you're also waiting to hear when they're going to reinvent themselves, when they're going to take a risk. And Drake didn't take any risk on this album whatsoever. He played it down the middle, and maybe this would have worked before the battle, but now I think it's too little too late. Kendrick just charted 3 albums in the top 10. So regardless of where his album lands, it's not going to be #1. And for people that's going to compare Kendrick and Drake, Drake is going to take yet another L. So I'm going to play the video of some of the people who gave their reactions, the Breakfast Club and various other people. That's my reaction. Check it out. Established Rich. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace.
It's gonna show the only one to get your hand-me-down. Everybody at the party playing those sounds. What a weird thing here around. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Fuck 'em. I'm gonna do myself. Why you throw like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Try second chord and it's probably A minor. A minor.
All right, time to listen to the Drake and PARTYNEXTDOOR album. Some sexy songs for you. Let's go. Just like a flower, what colors the sea and tower. Dreams of flowing. Say touch this one ain't Okay, so on a scale of 1 through 10, somebody call ICE. This needs to be deported.
I do think the PARTYNEXTDOOR and Drake album is bad, but let me explain why. #1, not enough party. On their collab album, you got to share the songs more. #2, I feel like Drake isn't growing with his core audience. The same people who grew up on So Far Gone can't really connect with this, right? We're not talking about partying every night and dealing with women half your age. He got a song on the album called Glorious where he say you got kicked out your mama house. Where you about to go now? What women are you dealing with as you push 40, if not 40 already, that they getting kicked out their mama house? We got mortgages and stuff like that. I'm not saying you got to rap and sing about mortgages, and I'm not saying you had to rap hard because this is clearly a pop and R&B album. But when you look at Tyler, the Creator, who made Shock Value raps and grew into making classic albums, when you look at The Weeknd, who started off making dark R&B and now makes stadium pop hits, level of growth that happens. And it was time right after the Super Bowl to at least make people remember why you're somewhere at the top. And I don't think he did that. A copy and paste of songs we already heard, just not as good.
Copy and paste.
I can even put these with songs like Jungle or Barber's Room. I'm not saying they have to be to that effect or that great, but they should at least be able to be on the same playlist. I wouldn't even put them on the same playlist. I didn't like that. I'm sorry, I didn't like it.
So I just finished listening to Drake and Party new album, and I just got one question about the track Glorious. Do R.I.C.H know she up and down that song, like her ad-libs and her voice and her interviews? Does she know that this was used? Because I feel like it's free usage, right, to use somebody's voice on your song. It ain't no copyright against that, is it? So does she know? Because I'm sorry, that song is so creepy. Like, did Drake sure? Nah, it's giving very much weird, because if y'all ain't heard that song and you don't want to listen to the album, just go listen to that song. Because that song is like, he using the girl lyrics and flow and all that and like talking about allegedly basically being with this girl. I'm like, oh, but R.I.C.H said it wasn't giving Drake. Let me find out it was giving Drake. Like, child, Drake is a messy Like every time it come to Drake, he always exposes somebody, revealing something. Especially when it come to females, he's just so lame for that. Always want to put it on blast. Ice Spice about to try to claim you, they ain't gonna make a song exposing what might be the truth. I don't know, but y'all go listen to that song because I'm still here like, ooh.
I'm sorry, but how do you come off of losing the biggest rap battle in history and then you proceed to drop the worst album in your discography by far? It doesn't make sense to me, right? I have been waiting for Drake to come back from this beef and release some good music because that's how you bounce back from losing a rap beef. You come back and prove that you're great at making music, and he's done this in the past. He has classic albums, he has classic songs, he has bangers. He has the capability to make good music. And what I just heard, some songs for you, terrible. Some of the worst singing performances I've ever heard from Drake in my life. Some of the worst writing I've ever heard from Drake in my life. Some of those lines, corny, epic levels of corny. And I'm in shock and I'm confused because I know he knows better than this. But it's like, do you want to be humiliated? Do you like being ridiculed? Why would you even drop an album that sounds as bad as this and then drag down another amazing artist with you? Like, this was your opportunity to lock in and prove yourself, and you did the exact opposite. And this is going to be remembered. Like, I've lost all faith.
Skills. Yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do it, bro. I don't like this album already. I'm not even... I thought I could give it a try, bro. I don't even hate Drake for real. I just hate the singer, bro. Like, it's not my album personally. It is what it is. My honest opinion, bro.
He said, nah, this ain't it, dog.
I don't know. I don't know, King. This ain't it. All due respect, like it's made for girls. It's made for girls. It's made for niggas in love. It ain't made for me. I ain't in love, and I ain't a girl. So.
Drake dropped, and the reason I knew he dropped was because everybody was on Twitter going crazy talking about Drake is back, and you know everybody like Drake now. Stay over there. And I'm like, oh, he must be talking that for real. He like really must be popping his. I go to listening to it. And to my surprise, I don't know, maybe I'm just not a Drake fan, and maybe that's who, like, the music is for Drake fans, and that's who is, like, the loudest on Twitter with Drake fans, because I'm sitting here like...
It was definitely loud.
Okay, it's not objectively bad, but I'm like, what's mind-blowing about it? It's the same Toronto outer space nocturnal R&B You gave us 1 million albums of this shit, and what makes this any different, any more special? But I'm sure it's going to be on the radio. I'm sure everybody going to gas it up.
I'm listening to this new Drake album, and first of all, we love Party, so I was going to listen to it anyway. But it's funny how this whole time during all of this rap beef that they've been calling Drake a colonizer, and he is still on this album cosplaying as a Spanish man.
Drake's new album is horrible, with even FaZe Lacey coming to tears over how bad the album was. Aiden Ross saying it could be worst album of the year, and Stable Ronaldo even saying that it felt like Drake was inside of him. And
wait, bro.
So what do you guys think? Because I think new Drake is pretty mid, and Party Next Door really isn't that good either. I think it's just a bunch of new TikTok songs, honestly. All I want is the old Drake back.
That Drake album, that Party Next Door and Drake album, I'm just gonna say it right now. PND just saved Drake. But regarding this album, I say this is 2 albums too late. He should have gave us this album before he gave us Her Loss.
Oh, hold on, that is you right there, ain't it? Looking at this video.
He should have did this album with PND before he did the album with 21 Savage. Because now it just feels like Kendrick was right. Every move you make now it validates what the Kendrick said. Yep. We like you when you sing. We don't like you when you act tough. But I'm not gonna lie, this is a fire album. Did I download it? I mean, did I add it to my catalog? No, I did not. It still doesn't change the fact that we don't listen to this. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go take some counseling. Maybe then we could talk. But until then, congratulations, PND. That was a fire album.
Stop the cap.
To save your career, stick with this vibe. Stick with this vibe. This is you. Stay here. Don't try to go back over to the tough talk. Don't try to reignite the beef. Stay here. You said it. You said it. You want to make some party music. Make party music. That is going to save your career. Nothing else. You gotta keep making pop and R&B albums from now on. The light skins done dropped out.
It's crazy that there's 21 records on this album. I've only gotten to track 11, Raining in Houston. But we immediately go to the smoke.
If anybody tuning in is going to act like they didn't tune into this album to hear if there would be more smoke, you're lying. That is what, yeah.
I mean,
Did you listen to?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yesterday was my birthday. And last thing I was thinking about was Drizzy.
Well, it came out on midnight anyway. But yeah, I love the fact that he's rapping. I like Drake rapping. The singing, songy stuff is cool, but I like when
it's an R&B album. He told us it was going to be an R&B album with Party. I didn't think that there was going to be any smoke on the album because I know Drake don't want none.
Nah,
especially with Kendrick.
He's still poking. And I will say, there's one line where he actually mentions the "Not Like Us" in a song. Let's take a listen to that.
I guess it's up and it's stuck when I like them, babe.
Boo! Get off the stage, half a naked.
It's okay. We gonna keep going. So listen to this. This is off of a song called Brian Steele. You know, Brian Steele is a Young Thug's attorney. Let's take a listen to him talking about putting the beef aside.
Bro, she just hit me, said put all the beef in the side. I can't. I'm heated now. Yeah, don't hit on me, don't talk about it. I'm vegan now.
Charlamagne, did you just need to wake up? I got some songs.
There was another part where he said he don't care about rap beef. He too busy trying to get the party.
Exactly.
Going. I know Party's so mad. Party got to be like, man, you waited all this time to do this album with me, and this is the best we got.
And that's the thing for me. I feel like this was more of a Drake album than a PARTYNEXTDOOR album. Even though there are some sexy songs on here, Drake definitely dominated this album.
You're absolutely right, Lauren. I don't feel Party on this album at all. I only got to track 11, but I don't feel Party on this album at all. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a fan of Drake singing. I do like Party, but something about what I've heard on this project thus far, it just feels manufactured. It lacks soul. It's like AI and B.
Yeah, but I would say maybe it's not for you because he does it for his core fans that like him in that area. No, I'm just telling you what you're saying because you don't like Drake regardless. You don't like Drake when he sings. You don't like Drake when he walks. You don't like Drake when he talks. You don't like Drake when he gets a haircut. You just don't like Drake, and that's fine. That's not for you. But these are for his core fans.
We're talking about
I like rapper Drake. Drake can put out the best record ever.
I'm a fan of Drake. I will say this was when I heard it. I said, "Oh, this is the old Drake party Drake, the good Drake." But it doesn't hit like the whole wave of Kendrick we just heard, and I hate to have to compare him to that. And I think that's what's happening right now.
It don't even hit like old Drake. What are you talking about?
No, y'all gotta listen to this in whole from start to finish.
I tell you another thing. Drake and Joe got a squabble too, by the way. Okay, Drake and Joe Budden got a squabble.
I think so too.
This generation different. You don't invite men to your genitals or tell men they suck the genitals unless you want to fight, kill, or suck something. You call that man a decent.
I am seeing a lot of hate about Drake and PND's new album on my For You page already, and it just dropped last night. Drizzy, get behind me. Get behind me. And it's just crazy because y'all did this same with Honestly Nevermind. Drake will drop something that's different from what he usually makes, and y'all like just immediately start hating on it. I know we all miss the Take Care era of Drake, okay? But he has said it himself that he's not going back to that era. That's not him anymore. I personally like when artists like expand their horizons and kind of play with different types of music. I'm not gonna lie, there is a solid like 2 skips on that album, and that's about it. But I personally think the rest of the album is great, and I give it like 2 weeks before people start posting that on their stories and suddenly loving it.
All right, so Drake and Party dropped some sexy songs for you, and I give it an 8. I give it an 8. Pemmy's Dilemma, man, I felt the message. I get it. I heard it. Loved it. Somebody Loves Me and Greedy gonna age like fine wine. Those gonna be kind of like come and see me and recognize those. That's like Vince's Drake Party Next Door. Small Town Fame. Give Me a Hug and Raining in Houston though. My came through. He came through. You know what I'm saying? He knew what to do. Pick the right beats for those songs. I do feel like it's some stuff on some songs on the album that shouldn't have been there, but that's Drake. You know what I'm saying? That's why I give it an 8. You know, he gonna throw some stuff in there. You think people gonna like? You know, cool. But overall, the album was good. I mean, they did their thing on it. I feel it.